Hello and welcome to the Midweek Thought. This week I'm Emily and I'm one of the ordinands on placement here at St Matt's. Since the middle of January we've been looking at a series called Meeting Jesus, and each week we've explored a different aspect of who Jesus is. We've looked at Jesus the teacher, the source of power, the sacrifice, the King, the risen Lord, and so many other aspects of who Jesus is. And after Easter, we're going to be looking at doing a few weeks of Jesus meeting us. As we saw on Sunday with our Easter celebration, Jesus not only dies on Good Friday, but is risen and resurrected on the Sunday 3 days later. And we get several accounts of where Jesus meets his followers, his disciples, his friends. And I wondered whether we could look today at how Jesus might be meeting us in these short little segments that we have. Firstly, Jesus meets Mary Magdalene. We read in John 20. But Mary stood weeping outside the tomb. As she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb, and she saw two angels in white, sitting where the body of Jesus had been laying, one at the head and the other at the feet. They said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." When she said this, she turned round and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not know that it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" Supposing him to be the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned round to him and said in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. All it took was Jesus saying her name, and she knew that he was speaking to her. We then have the disciples on the road to Emmaus. We can read in Luke 24. We'll pick up towards the end. It's quite a long chapter, but they have been walking away from Jerusalem and back to their home, following what had happened on Good Friday. And they didn't know that Jesus had been resurrected. They were walking and discussing what had happened, the events that had taken place, and Jesus himself came near and went with them, but their eyes were kept from recognizing him. And then they talk about the things that Jesus had done and who he was. They say that some women from the group were at the tomb early this morning. When they came back, they didn't find his body. Some of those who were with us went to the tomb and found it just as the woman had said, but they did not see him. Then Jesus said to them, "Oh, how foolish you are, and how slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have declared. Was it not necessary that the Messiah should suffer these things and enter into his glory?" Then, beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them the things about himself in all the scriptures. As they came near the village to which they were going, he walked ahead as if he were going on, but they urged him strongly, saying, "Stay with us, because it is almost evening, and the day is now nearly over." So he went in to stay with them. When he was at the table with them, he took bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to them. Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and he vanished from their sight. Mary was called by name. The disciples on the road to Emmaus, met with Jesus through action, through Jesus breaking bread. And then the final group I want to look at are the disciples. The same day of his resurrection, in John 20, we read, "When it was evening on that day, the first day of the week, and the doors were locked where the disciples were for fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood among them and said, 'Peace be with you.' And after this he showed them his hands and his side. Then the disciples rejoiced when they saw the Lord. Jesus said to them again, "Peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, so I send you." When Jesus meets with the disciples, he offers the peace of the Spirit to be with them. I wonder, as we step into this Easter season, as we move out of Lent and we move into a festival of celebration, how Jesus is meeting with us. Is he calling us by name? He calls each of us by name. Are there events or actions or gatherings with people where we can feel Jesus with us as he was on the road to Emmaus? Or is there that sense of peace that he leaves with the disciples? Peace be with you. This week, as we're going about what we do, let's spot those moments where Jesus is with us. The risen Lord is with us by his Spirit, just as he appeared to his disciples.